Mike couldn't imagine a worse day. Being called into the office and handed an envelope with bad news was bad enough, but now he had to go home and tell his wife, Michelle, everything. They had gotten married 3 years ago, right out of college. They were both making decent money, but Mike had no idea what to do financially. Mike was so immersed in his thoughts that he barely noticed the people around him as he drove home when suddenly his phone rang. Hello? Hey, babe, is everything okay? You don't sound right. Sorry, it's been a rough day. I'll tell you about it when I get home. Okay? I'll have something to tell you when you get home, too. Oh, I forgot to tell you earlier. My parents are having dinner with us tonight. I'll see you when you get home. Love you. I love you, too. Mike groaned when the call ended. He loved Michelle's parents, but he didn't want to break the bad news to her in their presence. Come to think of it, her parents' presence wasn't so bad. They had been through a lot over the years, and maybe they could convince Michelle that this was just a setback and that together they would find a way to deal with it. Mike didn't want to spoil everyone's dinner, but decided it was better to break the bad news as soon as he got home. That way, they would have time to talk things over and make plans for the future. With the envelope in hand, Mike walked through the door of his small apartment and saw Michelle and her parents, Tom and Mary Beth, waiting for him on the couch. Michelle was smiling with a big smile on her face as she held her mother's hand, but Mike's heart clenched with pain, as he knew it was his fault that the smile would turn into tears. I know you've had a rough day, but I have something important to tell you, said Michelle as soon as he opened the door. So, for the last 10 months, we've been trying to start a family without success, so today my mom went with me to the fertility doctor. They took some blood to do some tests while we talked to the doctor. A little while later, the nurse came in and gave the results of the blood test to the doctor. After looking at the results, he said there was nothing he could do to help. Because I'm already pregnant! Mike looked at Michelle in silence. When these words reached him, tears streamed down his face. Michelle, thinking that Mike was stunned by this news, jumped up to hug Mike, but recoiled in horror when he shouted, "Don't touch me!" Tom and Maribeth looked at Mike in bewilderment. Mike, what happened? I don't understand. We talked about this. I thought this is what you wanted. What did I want? This is definitely not what I wanted. I wanted to have children with the woman I loved more than anyone else in the world, raise them, and then grow old together, surrounded by family and friends. This is what I wanted. Michelle was ready to cry. We're going to have children and grow old together, she said. No, you're the one having a baby, not us. Mike spat venomously. Did you forget that I had a doctor's appointment today? I also saw a fertility doctor to see what advice he can give me to help you get pregnant. Instead, he lifted the envelope above his head and slapped it on the coffee table. Since no one else spoke, Tom asked, What's in the envelope, Mike? Looking Tom in the eye, Mike replied, The results of today's meeting. Turning his hate-filled eyes back to Michelle, he said through clenched teeth, I'm infertile. Subscribe to our channel to keep your partner from cheating on you, and listen to the next story because this story is nothing compared to the next.